Hello and welcome to Soul in Balance and happy new moon in Taurus. I'm calling this feeling of the moment the sound of freedom. Oh my god. The energy at the moment, right now, is quite amazing. It's actually quite beautiful. Personally, myself, I've never felt so free from the past, from my old patterns, from stagnation, from my old self or situations than ever before. And I honestly hope that everybody else is feeling this way in at least some area of life, even if it's just not your whole entire perspective. It is a really amazing time at the moment. It is officially the end of the eclipse season that we had. So it goes for about roughly a month, eclipse season. So this new moon in Taurus is officially the end of eclipse season. Now with this new moon, it was joined by the sun, the moon. So when the sun and the moon are together in a sign, that means it's a new moon. When it's the opposition is when it's a full moon. And so we had the sun and the moon with Jupiter and Uranus and also Venus, which is a little bit wide, but it's still classed as a stellium in Taurus. And it's really about revolutionizing where we've been stuck. And yeah, it's also making an aspect, sextile out to Saturn in Pisces. And Saturn in Pisces has been getting rid of all the escapism, illusions and delusions, what's real and what's not. And Saturn also creates structure. So we're now, like with this new moon, it's whatever new adventures we're going on, whatever new perspectives we have, Saturn is also guiding that with structure, guiding that with reality, helping us move into a new paradigm, a new way of life, a new way of operating, like leveling up from where we used to be, because it's time that we stop playing small. We really need to own who we are and express that to the world. Even if you don't want to express it to the world, express it to yourself, because Taurus is all about the self. So it really is a time to just know your worth. Taurus is about worth, my value, and knowing these things without any external approval from anybody, not from family, not from friends, not from society, not from partners, not from anyone. It's a time of like extreme knowing your worth and getting rid of the negative voices that are tearing that down, like those voices of doubt, those voices of confusion, those voices of put down that say you're not good enough, you don't deserve that, or you don't know enough to do that, or things like that. You'll never accomplish this, or you'll never be good enough. So this is a time to just eliminate those voices and just move forward with so much faith, like extreme faith, extreme leaps of faith, like I've been talking about the last couple of weeks. So yeah, it's just a really beautiful new moon, probably one of the best that we've had this year. And the moon's also exalted in Taurus, and exalted is a Vedic astrology term, and it just means it's in its element, it's in a positive element. So it's a positive, very positive new moon. We've had so many radical breakaways at this time. So this should definitely be a time of feeling free and moving forward in the direction that you'd really like to go. And it's really having a look at what we've released, like what have you released since Pluto's 16-year transit in Capricorn? Like what have you let go of from the last 16 years? Is it how you operate in relationships? Is it how you deal with your emotions? Is it letting go of old family conditioning? Is it letting go of like old coping skills? Is it, whatever it is, there's something that we're kind of breaking away from that we've been doing, like an old pattern for the last 16 years while Pluto was in Capricorn. So just really have a look at that. Are you letting go of the old way that you used to operate? And yeah, from my own personal experience, I'll just quickly go over it as fast as I can. I'm born with Pluto in Libra. So Pluto and Libra are really here learning relationship lessons, learning to love themselves and not need external validation or to be loved by somebody else to feel loved, or, you know, like kind of like learning through toxic situations in relationship and like finding your own voice and finding your own warrior and going your own way. So for me, I've had a lot of mainly my most lessons throughout life have always been around relationships, because I do have the Saturn-Pluto conjunction in Libra. And so for me, these recent eclipses being in the Libra Aries dynamic polarity, like for me, like especially this eclipse season, like I feel like all the past trauma from my relationships for as long as they've existed is gone. Like literally, like the slate is being wiped. Like, I don't know, I can't explain how free I feel. I even could even say that it's like even trauma from past lives. Like, oh my, I just can't explain this feeling of just like freedom. Like I'm not attached to these past hurts from past relationships, which I really want to say at the moment, which I feel like is really important, is if you're feeling really free right now, if you feel like you've radically broken out of the mold of something or whatever it is, some kind of dysfunction or some kind of pattern, really be grateful for that straw that broke the camel's back, you know, because it's that last piece of straw that was really the catalyst that broke everything away, you know. So like for me, obviously my most difficult thing in life this lifetime is my relationships. So for me, it was the most recent relationship that I had that was just so traumatic and so dysfunctional and so bad, like that it was an extreme catalyst for me to like completely throw off an old way that I would operate, all the things that I was accepting that weren't good enough for me. And, you know, knowing my worth, like I'm so grateful for, you know, that straw that broke the camel's back during that eclipse season that finally made me see my worth and what is not good enough for me. So I think it's really a point in time where we need to be extremely grateful for that catalyst that kind of catapulted us into the direction that we are right now, in this direction of freedom, in this direction of, you know, a new perspective, a new life, and just that ability to just let go of all the past. So, you know, find a moment when you can during this energy of this new moon just to be really grateful for that last catalyst that just tipped the scales and helped you be in the direction you are right now, helping you be as free as what you are right now. Hey Eddie, how you going? Okay, so yes, we're dealing at the moment with a lot of radical change and a lot of radical detachment. And like I mentioned the last couple of weeks as well, it's quite overwhelming. It's quite scary. This is new territory. You know, like we're having to just throw off all these old things that we used to know and the way we used to operate and the old beaten track that we've gone a million times. And now we're having to create a new path, you know, and on this new path, there's like broken tree branches and there's like high grass and there's rocks and there's all these types of things. We don't know what could come out and attack us on the road. We don't know. It's all like a new road. So just, you know, just keep moving forward, you know, just push down those feelings of fear and doubt. And just keep going, kind of in a way, just detach from the fear and doubt and go down this new path that you know in your heart you need to go down. You know that's where you belong and you know that's where you've been called to go. It's like your path of destiny. So at this time, just, you know, just keep moving forward. And, you know, like we're having so much wisdom and downloads and information just coming to us so like radically at this time, like things that we've, you know, couldn't find an answer for years, you know, like it could be, you know, like just for so long in our lives. We're now just getting like radical insight about situations and new ways to move on from that. It's such a great time. Like, I can't explain how beautiful it is at this time. Like, I know that there's so many terrible things going on in the world. There's so many, but on an individual level, and our ability to grow and transform at this time is absolutely magical. Yeah, so what I was saying earlier, which is, move into this new self and have this radical staying power. Like, Taurus is like plodding along, stubborn. Like, just plod along this track, and it doesn't matter how stubborn you have to be. Like, just keep going this extra mile. Uplift your life, you know, level up. This is a time to just really just level up. And because it is Taurus season, I want to give, and Taurus represents the body and beauty. So I want to give maybe the women, I don't think men are going to take this on, but this is like my most precious beauty tip that I have, which is how I look after my body. So all it involved is olive oil and a scrubbing brush. Now, you can have the most beautiful, youthful looking skin for so long. Like even as you get older, your skin will still look radically beautiful and so nourished and so healthy. And all you need to do is scrub your body every day, and also scrubbing your body, exfoliating your skin, and just that scrubbing motion also activates your lymph nodes, and it helps your body release toxins. So, you know, if you don't already do this, if it's not part of your, showerly routine, I suggest you do it. Is go get a scrubbing brush, even if you're a male. And yeah, just start, scrubbing all the dead skin off. And this also, does activate your immune system and your lymph nodes to start releasing toxins. And then, it also exfoliates all your skin. And then you also want to get yourself a good olive oil. Mine's from Palermo. It's quite expensive. It's about $40, but at least it's real olive oil. And I put this on every day as well. So, and then, like a bottle of this will last you like 6 months, a year. And it's better than putting on like things from the supermarket or, the pharmacy or department stores, because they're just full of chemicals. Like, literally the worst chemicals you can think of, and you're putting it on your skin and it's filled with alcohol, so you're literally just drying all your skin out, and it's just like a chemical dump in your liver. So this is my beauty tip for this new moon in Taurus. You guys don't really have to put olive oil on your body, but you can also adopt though the scrubbing brush method, because it is quite good. Like, I can't explain to you, like, my skin is like the skin of like a teenager. Like, it's so like soft, youthful looking. It's like you wouldn't even know that I was the age that I am. Okay, so back to the astrology. Yes, so be grateful. Oh, in Australia right now, the hot gossip of Australia. Everybody's quite sick. Like, I'm not personally, because I work from home, and I don't leave the house too often. Maybe only just to catch up with friends, or go shopping or things like that. But everybody here has like either pneumonia or COVID, and it's quite severe. That people going into hospital. It's quite bad. I don't know if we're heading towards like another pandemic type thing, but it's definitely more. Well, actually, all the people that drank the Kool-Aid, they're the ones getting sick. They're the ones getting COVID. They're the ones in hospital, unfortunately. Just be aware of what's going on at the moment. It is beginning to be winter and flu season, but we're still in May. Like, winter hasn't even like started. Like, it's still autumn, and just to have you know, people so sick just at the beginning of, you know, like a flu season. Yeah, it's quite severe. It's quite bad. So, yeah, that's what's going on in Australia at the moment. What else is going on? Oh, I also want to mention, if you don't do this already, like, turn off your Wi-Fi and your smart devices at night. Like, I already do this. Like, I never have my phone or anything on. Like, I even flick off all the power points at the walls every night as well. Like, I leave the fridge one on. But all the other ones I turn off. But yeah, I watched this documentary about the EMFs, like this night vision EMF. And it showed how, you know, the towers were just pumping out like EMFs and radiation at night while everybody was sleeping for like 16 hours, 12 hours. And all this energy, not only is it coming from outside the home, but it also activates the inside of the home. If you have things like your Wi-Fi or your smartwatch or your like, what are they, AirPods or your phone or whatever. So just turn all these things off at night, like especially if you're not using them, because it breaks down all your cells. And you know, we're seeing so many people with mental health issues and losing the plot, stabbing people, you know, like just turn off all this stuff, like for yourself. It's, you know, Taurus season, it's a new moon in Taurus. Look after your body, you know, like you deserve to have a good life and be healthy. What else? I think that's pretty much it for me. But yeah, I just think that, oh, actually cards. You know, I always want to make these videos like shorter every week, but they seem to just be getting longer and longer. So there's this one, which means, I love this card actually. It's the, what is it? I can't even remember what these cards are called, but it's emergence. And for me, I think it's emerging from the old way we used to be, emerging from the old conditioning and the old self and the old way we used to operate, and emerging into our new self, or our real selves, because our soul obviously came down here to have experiences. And then obviously we have childhood conditioning, you know, society conditioning and things like that, which then, you know, change who we are, like change who our soul expression is supposed to be. And this is a time of breaking away from all the layers that are stopping us from being who we really are, so we can emerge into the person that we're supposed to be. So this is a time to emerge into the person you're supposed to be. Not the damaged, broken, controlled person that you might be. Okay, and we also got higher power and easy does it. There's no need to hurry or force things to happen. Everything is occurring in perfect timing. And then higher power. So trust in a higher power that who you're supposed to be, the direction you're supposed to be going is going to happen for you effortlessly. And that you don't need to force anything. Like, it's just going to happen at the right time. You know, like wherever you are right now is where you're supposed to be. And the cards that Herbal Tarot I got was the Eight of Cups, which is, you know, moving, like cups is emotions, and, you know, can represent emotional programming, can represent a relationship, it can represent, you know, anything got to do with emotional connections. Hi Greg, how you going? Yeah, so it's moving away from old emotional programming. It may be a toxic relationship, you know, like just moving away from something that you're emotionally connected to. And then we've got the Six of Swords, which is also moving away from something. So it's moving away from something mentally. So moving away from something you've been mentally connected to. Or maybe it's, you know, like a mental program. Maybe it's something you've always believed. And now your belief system is changing. And so you're moving into a new mental thought, a new way to think about things. And this is when we're going to connect to Three of Cups. and so it's like a connection and celebration with other people who think the same, you know, because it's 3 women coming together, celebrating and connecting emotionally. So it's like when we move away from the old emotional programming, or maybe old way we used to operate emotionally, and then when we move away from the old mental constructs, then we're going to meet up with people and connect to people that are more on our journey and more, you know, more who we need to be associating with at this time. I don't know if you want a card, Greg. I noticed the last card you said, can I get a card for you? Can you get a card? You wanted me to get a card for you. I don't have any cards on me. I pre-got these before the reading. Sorry, Greg. But yes, so that's pretty much it for me. I just think this is a time for moving forward, radical leaps of faith, become who you really are, you know, like level up, go the extra mile for yourself. If you're reconnecting to the past, then you're going the wrong way, you know, like if you're getting back with an ex, or if you're going back to an old job, or if you're, you know, like going back to an old way you used to operate, if you're going back, you're going the wrong way. If you're regressing, you're going the wrong way. Like, we need to all be going forward. We need to all be leveling up. We need to be like pushing down or throwing away these fear thoughts, these doubt thoughts, anything that's going to sabotage our journey going forward. You know, this is new moon in Taurus. I've like my value, my worth, you know, so this is a time for knowing your worth and value and leveling up. And, you know, being consistent, you know, keep plodding along. It doesn't matter how slow you are, like slow and steady wins the race. It's a time to move forward. We're moving forward. Anyway, guys, that's it for me. I hope you have a wonderful week ahead, and many new moon blessings for you all. And I'll see you next week. Bye.